And what's up, everybody? This is your boy Billy F. Gates, aka Steven Billy Beeman. With This Is Your Fantasy Podcast. I'm here with my boy Paul, the Truth and Negus. Man, how you doing, brother?
Oh man, I'm living now, man. I'm living now that my boys is back in the series. We tied 2-2, man. Dub Nation, we back, baby.
Yeah, man, 2-2. I mean that they are the defending champions for a reason, bro. They may be older, but they still got all that talent over there, hitting every shot, going crazy. Man, the Kings almost stole one last game.
Man,
Man,
that was nuts, man. That was nuts. It's just been a different vibe, at work. When I'm going to the store with my Warriors gear on, everybody's grabbing the broom. The first two games showing me the broom, talking about sweep. It's just been nice, to walk to work and then like I get some random people at work, man. They walk up to me, hey man, you see the game? I'm like, man, since when have you been a Kings fan? Didn't say nothing to me all year. I never knew anything about them. And, hey, everybody wants a little piece of the pie, though, man.
you know how it is in sports, man. You know who the real ones are, and then you know who the ones that just be like, bro, you ain't nothing, bro. Stop talking to me. Don't talk to me, bro.
Yeah, that's the funny. I love those ones though, man. Because like when it just flipped, once the series tied out 2-2, I looked at him and I was like, man, should I? I was like, hey man, good morning. He was like, man, whatever. I was like, triggered him for just saying good morning because he knew where I was gonna go with it, but I didn't just to see where he was at. But it's been all fun, man. This series has been so much fun,
Hell
fun
yeah.
to watch. Like I was just telling you a little bit a little while ago, man. This series could be 3-1 either way right now. And we
Yes,
can probably
sir.
talk about that in a little bit, though.
Yeah, no, man, this is definitely an exciting series. Obviously, tonight is Game 5. It's in Sacramento, right here at the Golden One Center. Tip off is at 7 p.m. I believe the game is on TNT. This is the best series going on right now. I feel like whoever wins this is definitely making it all the way to the Western Conference Finals and even possibly to the finals, man. Because this is a very hard fought series, man. Going back and forth, back and forth. I don't think anybody in the West is going to be able to keep up with either of these teams. But their shooting is crazy. But obviously, when you see a Sacramento team having an off night, you see that what happens. Warriors, you can't do that with the Warriors. The Warriors just go straight crazy on you. Beat us by what, like almost 20 on game 3, right?
Yeah.
Something like that to get their first win. But then you have Game 4 where the Kings come back and their shooting is matching Golden State. The only difference is 2 points and a missed 3. I mean, and here for this series right now, the average right now points, everything is pretty much even. Golden State is up by a couple points. They're averaging 117. Kings are averaging 115. Rebounds, Kings have 47. Golden State 46.3. Assist, Golden State got a bigger edge on this. They got 27 assists. The Kings with 21. Steals are even 8-8. Blocks goes to Golden State with 5 to 3.5. Golden State on turnovers, they're leading by just 114.3 to 13. And I think this is season averages too, not just the series. But field goal percentage, man, 46 and 44. 3-point percentage, 33 and 30. And then free throws, 82 and 76. I mean, we are pretty much split. So I see why the series is tied 2-2, man. Especially you got two really good home teams. Warriors have to steal one tonight, and if they do steal it tonight, man, I think that's bye Kings. It's gonna be super hard.
Yeah. Well, the difference between Game 3 and Game 4 because Golden State can control the game completely in Game 3. I don't think they ever gave the Sacramento Kings a lead at all in Game 3. They were just like coast. It looked like they were just coasting the whole way, and then they just blew it open towards the end. And then the difference between Game 4, the changes that Mike Brown made. Shout out to Mike Brown, ex-Warriors coach. I mean, he did a great job coming into this game and putting the Kings in a situation to almost typically win the game. So, I mean, he's making the adjustments. There's a lot of teams out there, when I watch a lot of basketball, it's like they go in there with the same thing every week. Like, we're going to stick to our game plan and see how it goes. But when you stick to the same game plan, you're going to get the same results.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I mean, if you look at what Steve Kerr did, yeah, we had it. Draymond Green did get suspended for one game, but we played better without Draymond Green.
way
So
better.
so what does that tell you? And it wasn't even just Steve Kerr. Maybe Steve Kerr asked Draymond. I know there was talks about Draymond coming up to Steve Kerr saying, "Hey, if you need me to come off the bench," because he saw how the way the team performed when he wasn't there. I mean he. I mean, you don't want to kind of mess around with that. I mean, you want to do ultimately what's ever best for the team. And Draymond's even talking about coming off the bench for tonight's game. I haven't really looked at it all. I'll probably look into that in a little bit later. But hats off to the Kings for making adjustments and putting them in a situation to win the game for Game 4.
Yeah, man. I think it's gonna be another close one tonight, man. I don't think the Kings are gonna. I mean, we're home. We got the crowd with us, but I think it's gonna be another close one. It's gonna come down to the fourth quarter. Who's making those shots? Who has the least turnovers? You know what I'm saying? Foul trouble is going to play a big part in the fourth quarter. Who gets to the line first? I mean, there's a lot of factors in this one, man, and both teams are actually playing at a super high level. It like you would think that the Kings actually been here before the way that they're playing, which you know what I'm saying is a big surprise to me. And obviously the Warriors are going to continue to keep playing this way, but the two top players right now, De'Aaron Fox and Curry, man, like they're both averaging 31.5 points right now. They're both the leaders of their respective teams. I mean, yeah, you got Sabonis, but like Sabonis hasn't really had a
An
crazy
all-star
impact.
game,
Yeah, yeah, he hasn't.
yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't had the craziest impact like you would think because as an all-star player, um, Looney and Draymond have been playing really good on him, keeping him limited, especially Looney, man. Looney has been balling out, bro. I commend him, bro. He has been really putting Sabonis, on pretty much ice damn near, like just not being able to do much. But Sabonis did actually have a really good game 4, and he was able to do things but it hasn't been like that all series.
Yeah.
And and yeah, man, I really did like how Draymond came off the bench for you guys. You guys played completely different, and even Curry's not even getting as they're sitting Curry a lot more than I would expect. And who stepping up is Jordan Poole, man. Jordan Poole is really stepping up for the Warriors.
Yeah, he came alive. He came alive finally, man. I mean, this is something I expected from game one. He hasn't been the guy. Or I know he tweaked his ankle a little bit. I don't know how much that goes into it also. But yeah, he was a big part of it. And then finally Clay has this. He's hot and cold sometimes in the playoffs, but he came out with 26 last game. So when you got Steph Curry shooting like for 30 points, and then you got Clay Thompson going for 26, and then you got Jordan Poole for 20, those three guys right there, you're talking about over 60 on close to 70 points within your core three. So that's not even counting Andrew Wiggins. If Andrew Wiggins can get hot a little bit, because Andrew Wiggins is usually that 18 to 20 kind of average kind of guy. So
Yeah.
so if Poole can start cooking, especially off the bench, that's the big key for the Warriors. But I do want to ask you this: the Warriors are down, 0-2 going into it. Backs kind of feeling against the wall because if you lose game 3, and then ultimately when you lose game 3, there's no way to come back and win a series.
Yep.
Now that the Warriors have won 2 games in a row, and Sacramento being one of the teams with least playoff experience, does it put the Kings like, they never lost, they've never been in a situation. A lot of guys on that team never been in a situation. The momentum, do they feel the momentum shifting, even though it's going to Sacramento? And I know you got the crowd behind you, which plays a big factor. What do you think? Do you think those guys still come in there and be able to play their game, or are you going to see a lot of guys out there just kind of like a little shook a little bit because they know what they're playing for?
To be honest with you, I think we got some really good leaders in that locker room with Kevin Herter. You got Sabonis stepping up. You got Fox. Obviously, he got a broke finger, but we'll talk about it in a second. And then you also got Harrison Barnes, man. I mean, you got Barnes, who's already won a championship. You got Herter, who's been in the playoffs, and I feel like this Kings team. I know that we went down 2-0, but I feel like this Kings team knows that we're okay. Like all we got to do is just win at home. I don't think they don't feel any pressure. I feel like Golden State did what they were supposed to do: win at home. The Kings know this, man, and I feel like with the leadership that we got, Mike Brown, Sabonis, Fox, and Barnes and Herter, man, I feel like they're gonna be able to tell these players, like, look, man, we're here. We're still right in it. We almost won game 4. Miss shot. That's all it needed to do was drop. Unlucky bounce. Boom. We obviously we could be up 3 games to 1. So I don't think it's more of I don't think that we're gonna be playing like it's some like we really need to like how would I say this? I feel like the Kings are gonna go out there still play their game without trying to rush everything. I felt like game three, that's what they tried to do. You see, every shot was pretty much missing. And then next thing you know, obviously you live by the three, you die by the three. And we sure enough died by the three. We couldn't make anything game three.
Yeah.
But like you said, Mike Brown came out, made adjustments. Game four, look at, we're right there. We're right there in the action, still doing what we need to do. I felt like if there was, I feel like if the Kings were to really be like in their own heads and be worried about it, I felt like it would have been more of a blowout in game four, like it was game three. If the Kings really was like, okay, what are we gonna do here? We just lost. We just lost by like 15 to 20 points. Our shots are not making. I felt like if they were gonna be in their own head, that game four would have been completely different. But for us to make those adjustments, come out, play hard, play to the last, to the buzzard in the fourth quarter. And I feel like this Kings team is really like dialed in. They're ready to go.
Yeah.
And coming home game five, I feel like they're gonna be fired up. They're not gonna rush too much. I feel like they're gonna be back at home. They're gonna be able to settle in. They're gonna get that crowd. That crowd, you already know how that crowd goes. Once that crowd starts firing up, these players get fired up.
Yeah.
And I know that we're a young team. This is our first time, but our heads are in the game, bro. And that's why I said I feel like both of it. You would think that this Kings team has actually been here.
Yeah. So the Achilles heel with the Warriors has always been the turnovers. The turnover ratio, the Warriors seem to lose it almost every game. The thing with the Kings in game four, I noticed the Kings turned over the ball a lot more than normal. And I think that's what really costed them in game four. Because there was a couple of plays that, you noticed, like it was those dumb turnovers, like,
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
For me as a Warriors fan, I expect a lot of those dumb turnovers, because a lot of the time Draymond's trying to fit something, thread the needle to make it look good, but you don't have to do that, man. Like, just make a nice clean pass, and set up and get yourself an opportunity to score, and not just give up the ball without no shot opportunity. That's the big difference right there.
Yeah.
What I noticed was with the Kings game four, they had a lot of, I don't want to call them dumb turnovers, but that's what I like to call them, because there's a situation where you look at that play and it's like the guy ran to the left and I guess he assumed that he was running back to the ball and he didn't. He threw it out of bounds, or it's stuff like that.
On the inbounds,
yes, those right there. Those are fundamentals. Like, those are something that you should never be turning the ball over.
Exactly.
So they were matching us. They were almost matching us turnover for turnover. And when you're matching them, if you're matching the Warriors turnover for turnover and giving us the same shots, the shot opportunities as your squad, I mean, we got a lot of deadly shooters out there. You always want to stay above the turnover game when you're playing Golden State.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, and the turnovers for game four was 10-11. Obviously, I think the last turnover was the Steph Curry timeout. That's what gave you guys at 11. He hit the Chris Webber one time.
Man, he's showing Sacramento a little love, though, man. I mean, did he do that in Michigan, though, right?
Yeah, they did it at Michigan, at my school, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just I get you, man. I feel like the turnovers on both sides just need to be cleaned. That's why I said it's going to come down. Like, it's been like that though every game. Both teams have been turning over the ball like crazy, and the Kings usually they don't turn over the ball that much. But this series, they've been. I think it's just that goes to show how this Warriors team is playing. They're playing such good defense that it's causing a good Sacramento offense to turn the ball over, and it's what they got to do though, man. And as far as game four goes, man, the rebounding was completely different for the Kings compared to game three. We couldn't get one single rebound offensively or defensively. The Warriors Looney was just way too crazy, man. He stepped it up big time for game three, getting all those offensive rebounds, all those defensive, what he had like 20, right? And himself. And then for the Kings to come back and actually start rebounding the ball and pay attention to that, like that made me feel good. I'm like, okay, this team knows what they're doing. Mike Brown really coached. I'm like, hey, we need to get here. We need to do this. We need to get these rebounds, box them out, do what you got to do, and completely change game 4 for us.
Yeah, agreed, man.
But yeah, man, how are you feeling right now, man, about game 5 being in Sacramento and your guys' 2-game win streak? Do you feel do you feel like the momentum is on your side, or do you feel like it's just more even and you guys have to play a completely better game than the Kings to actually pull this one out?
Well, first of all, when you look at the Warriors defense from the regular season to a playoff standpoint, they're playing a totally different type of defense now. Like they're not playing the same. They're not playing the same kind of defense they were playing when they were in the regular season. They were getting killed. Like they would roll into games and never take a lead. So what I'm noticing is the defense is playing a lot better into the playoffs. I mean, which should, because
Mhm.
they know how to make adjustments. It's just I don't know why they didn't do it through the regular season. So the defense, I feel like, is getting better. I know that if you look at the stats, the Warriors in I think it was like 26 matchups, they've always won a road game. So they still have it in their back pocket. Ultimately, I know the Warriors can win one on the road. It just depends on. I feel like how the game starts, the flow. I think you can kind of see if Steph Curry's off, you're like, man, now you got to find somebody quickly to help you keep into that game. So I feel like, yeah, you're coming off, 2 games. I know you're at home, but you're gonna get that. You got that momentum on your side. I touched on a little bit where you're playing against the Sacramento King with less experience. I know De'Aaron Fox is playing one hell of a series. So it's good to see. It's good to see, a star, in the making. A lot of people knew he was already a star, but
Yeah,
when you're on national television now, a lot of people in the East Coast don't know who De'Aaron Fox is. There's a lot of people who don't know who De'Aaron Fox is. So
which is
now he's come.
wild to me though.
Yeah,
That's
so now he's
wild.
he's getting a lot of spotlight now. So I mean, that's good for him. I want to throw that out there. So he's getting a lot more spotlight coming in the next season. People are going to kind of want to start watching Sacramento Kings game on the East Coast. There's something to watch over there because you got talent. But when Game 5, I think it's just there's going to be a sneaky guy. There's going to be one sneaky guy that I feel that if he has a certain type of game tonight, that I think that they're going to pull off a game in Sacramento.
DiVincenzo.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. You gotta be money like Draymond Green, man. I think if he has one of those significant triple doubles, which he's capable of doing, I just need a 10, 10, and 10, bare minimum, which he is 100% capable of doing. And if you look at the stats, and if Draymond Green hits a triple double, I think they win 90% of their games, or over 95% of their games. And he's had a lot of triple doubles.
You know what I noticed about this whole situation with Draymond and the Kings is that I felt like the Kings have actually been getting under his skin compared to, or rather than him getting under the Kings skin, Kings player skin. You know how that's how it usually goes. Draymond is usually under somebody's skin in the playoffs and getting them all riled up and everything. And I feel like it's been a really great battle to watch between Sabonis, Draymond, Fox, Draymond, and you know what I'm saying? Like for I guess for Draymond to get suspended, man. I mean, it's not obviously out of the ordinary, but I feel like the Kings been doing their due diligence on him, and making sure that he's not as much of a factor as he normally is.
Yeah, Draymond's gonna Draymond, man. I've been watching it. I've been watching him since we got him in the second round, and he took over for David Lee when David Lee got
David
hurt.
Lee, I remember
Yes,
that guy.
sir. So when he took over for David Lee, and ever since he jumped into that starting role, yeah, he does that. And then Dylan Brooks is trying to be, I guess, the next Draymond Green,
You see
which
what happened with that?
he's nowhere near that. You know what I mean? He talks all the smack, but Draymond's a way better player than him, right off the bat. But I'm not here to talk about Dylan Brooks. Draymond has been chirping, ever since he's been a starter in the league. He does what he does. I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe he's. I think what he's trying too hard to get under somebody's skin, and he's not getting under nobody's skin, and maybe he's
Yeah,
getting under his own skin because it's not happening. So it's not nobody's falling. I think because he's been in the league long enough. People are like, let him do his thing, and maybe everybody's trying to find out. Hey, this is how you get under Draymond's skin now. They're not falling. Don't fall into the trap
Yeah, don't fall victim.
When you fall into that trap and Draymond's in your head, then you're a different player.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I feel like the Kings have been really. I think maybe Mike Brown, man. Like, hey, this is what Draymond's gonna do. Probably
Yeah.
told everybody, like, hey, this is exactly what's gonna happen. Just don't let it get to you. Just move on. Just do this and do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Giving them tips.
I think I
And
saw it too. I think I saw it when he was chirping at De'Aaron Fox. They were over there chirping. I think was that game
that was
game
the
3 or
last
4?
game. That
Was it
was 4.
okay? Game 4. So they were chirping at each other, and then he runs to the sideline, and I noticed how Mike Brown puts his arm over. Hey, don't you do it, man? Don't you fall into that trap? You better be cool.
Yeah, no, because that the chirping started because of the poke to Keegan Murray's eye.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so when Draymond poked him in the eye, Fox got mad at that, and he was
The one that
like,
was on
"Bro."
accident, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Accident, you know what I'm saying? he grabbed him like that. Come here,
man. Hey, you got to stretch it out once in a while,
yeah,
man. His head happened to be there, man. Come
man.
on.
He's clawed that guy.
Let me scratch the side of that, man. Let me get you real quick.
I'm gonna pop some blood vessels real quick, buddy. Come here. But yeah, man. Again, it's just been a really good back and forth, and just to see the Kings fighting for their teammates, man. Like especially like Fox, bro. He's such a trooper too. Obviously, I don't know if everybody knows this, but Fox is gonna be playing with a broken left finger tonight. When it first dropped, I know that everybody's like, "Oh no, Fox is out." And I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna be out, man. I was like, he's not one of these other NBA players who get a little like a Jose type of player where they get a little boo boo, and they got to be out for like 6 months. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy that he's a super trooper, bro. He's playing tonight. He's gonna be playing injured along with Sabonis, who got a broken thumb. You know what I'm saying? And that just goes to show, man, like he's a real leader for this team. He really wants this win. He's not going to sit out. Don't matter. Play me injured, coach. And you love to see that, man. You love to see that with players, bro. Like I hate when you get players that really just be like, oh man, this hurts. So I'm just going to sit out. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit bugs me.
Yeah. Defining players like this, man. That's what makes you great. This guy's coming. I mean, I bet you had it taped up right after that game. And I bet you he went straight to the gym, taped it up, and he was already working on it. I mean, that's what makes these players great, man. I know injuries are going to happen, but something with a finger, you can work around. You can tape it. You can hold it up with your left and then still shoot with your right. It's been done before. It's been done in the playoffs. It's nothing that it's unheard of. When people were dropping the news, I'm like, I was just kind of like looking around like, come on, man, this guy's going to play.
Exactly.
There was never a doubt in my mind that this guy wasn't going to play. So he's a special player, man, and he's going to go out there and even with a broken, broken index finger?
Yeah, broken index finger on the shooting hand.
Even with a broken index finger,
just a tip.
Yeah, so I still expect this guy to at least put up at least 20 points, even with a broken index. I'm telling you right now, the guy's he's too good of a scorer. He's too good of a player for a finger like that to hold him back.
Yeah, no, and he's gonna be getting swiped at, bro.
Oh, I know.
All game.
Stay away from Draymond.
They're gonna be swiping at that. Hack fest. It's gonna be a hack fest on that hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be the same thing like with Sabonis though. But I feel like Fox is gonna be able to come out, man, and still drop 25, just a quick 25. You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, yeah, he is that player, and I still feel like he is Mr. Clutch, man. That's why they put Draymond and Steph on Fox in those last moments of the fourth. Yeah. They really got Fox out that groove. They didn't want him to take that shot, and they did what they had to do, man.
I don't like I said, Fox is gonna Fox, man, but I don't think he is the key to the Warriors' success in for a Game 5 win. I think it's going back to Keegan Murray. If this guy if he could do what he did in Game 4 and continue to give you like at least 20 points, I mean, I think that's your key right there. I mean, the guy's been MIA for the first 3 games, man. The guy put up 10 points in 3 games or something, and you kind of went cold. I mean, this guy can shoot the ball. It just maybe he's trying to find his confidence. I know he's a rookie coming into his first playoff series, and it's a whole different atmosphere. I mean, this ain't college, man. You're playing with the big boys. You're in the show now. So maybe he finds his confidence here. And he, what's surprisingly, he did it on the road. So that's a good sign. So now he's going home, with the crowd at your back. And for me, he's the key to the game for the Sacramento Kings. If he could do what he did, I think the Kings are looking great shape.
And it's not just him though, too. It's gonna be Malik Monk. You're gonna look for your key players, especially the ones that coming off the bench. Trey Lyles, like especially with a hurt finger. Obviously, Fox is not. It's probably going to be some things that are a little bit off. I mean, this would be his first game playing with a broke index finger, so you're going to want your role players, especially with Sabonis not being able to do as much. Get into the paint. Obviously, he's been missing a lot of stuff that's in the paint. Usually, his bread and butter go to, but so I feel like if Sabonis gets you that triple double tonight, double double, Keegan Murray goes off for 20, hitting his threes, getting in that groove, and then Malik Monk coming off the bench and dropping 30. It's going to, that's those. I feel like that is the more of the key to success, not just Keegan. It's going to have to be that Malik Monk, Trey Lyles, like those type of players off the bench too.
Yeah, most definitely. I know we got the stats up here. What is Harrison Barnes averaging in the series? Does it show?
His average,
because that's another guy that I love Harrison Barnes, the ex Warrior, but this guy's got to be playing better. The guy's, he's making good money. He's got a little bit of experience, and I know he missed that wide open shot, but man, this guy needs to be playing a lot better than he should. Just he's kind of like too. How do I say it? He's kind of too. He's like ghost to me right now. It's like when they pass him the ball, I forget he's out on the floor, man. I forget Harrison Barnes is out there. And for a player like that, to be one of your leaders of the team, it shouldn't be like that.
I got you. He right now he's averaging 13 points a game. He's averaging 33 minutes. Field goals attempted, he's averaged like about 11 shots. Field goals made is about 4 3 points. He's averaging 1.3 a game. He's averaging 5 shots a game. So he's shooting 25% from 3 right now.
Yikes.
Yeah.
See, so there's another one of your guys right there. He needs to be at least getting 16 to 18 points a game. He needs at least 5 more points a game. And he has a lot of open looks that he misses. I don't know what it is, man, but Fox is taking it to the lane, and this guy's getting wide open looks. You need to be hitting those shots.
I agree. Everybody, even Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter's been missing a lot.
He missed a lot of shots.
Kevin Huerter hasn't been the same like he was in the regular season. And Kevin Huerter's averaging 9 points right now off of 27 minutes. That's not. You got those type of minutes. You need to actually have 14, 15 points at least, man. Like we need more production out of this team. So it's crazy to just look at these numbers right here. So De'Aaron Fox is averaging 31.5, just like Steph. The next person after him, not even in 20s points, it's Malik Monk with 17.5. Then Sabonis is averaging 16.3. You look over here for the Warriors, it goes Stephen Curry with 31.5, Klay Thompson at 20.3, Andrew Wiggins at 19.3. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jordan Poole at 14.8. Like you got these top guys over here. Wiggins, Wiggins has been playing mighty good basketball, bro. And yeah, he was a big factor game 3 and game 4.
Yeah, man. He's for having 2 months off and rolling right into Sacramento for game 1 and having a chance to win it, having a chance to steal a game on the road. He's settled in now, man. He's got his legs back. I saw it game 1. He didn't have his legs back, but when he started that first half of that game, he was hot. He was doing his thing. He was hitting those mid-range jumpers, and just with now to game 5, going on to game 5, he's 100% back, man. He's in his zone. His defense is his defense is still there. He's playing against a lot of quick guys. Dribble right off the ball, and then you got to reset and watch out for the kick out. But yeah, Wiggins, man, he's playing one hell of a series. Especially coming off that 2-month absence, and then he should. He's got fresh legs compared to a lot of these guys.
Yeah, no, for sure. So this is what Andrew Wiggins is looking like over here. Look at this, all green except for the corners. Like,
damn,
7 for 16, 7 for 16, shooting 43% from the outside 3. Corners obviously are pretty bad, but look at his shot selection is really nice, and he's been doing damage.
Well, just to make sure he doesn't run to the corners, then we're fine.
And then as like again for Harrison Barnes, man, look at this. This is that's
Yikes.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's what I'm telling you, man. I see it. Like when he gets the ball and they're like, oh, Harrison Barnes, and I'm like, hey, yo, like if you forget about somebody like that, it's a problem.
Yeah.
So I see it. His shooting, and that chart speaks for itself.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. It really does. That shows everything there. That really
Yeah.
shows that. And these are the key. And then again, Keegan Murray starting to look a little bit better. He's over here
Yeah.
a little bit better. Uh, Gary Payton. Gary Payton though he's been more of a factor on defense, bro. For
Yeah.
you guys,
He's not. I don't see him taking too many shots.
we'll
He's
go with Jordan Poole. Why does Jordan Poole's look like that?
he was remember I told you the first 3 games he was just
Oh, that's
he wasn't
right.
there.
That's
And then
right.
now he came around. Kind of like what he's kind of like the Keegan Murray, like they both showed up the same game.
You're
So
right.
so I mean, he's taken a lot of shots too. So I know that's why it's red. He's missed a lot. So to come back and try to get those into the green, it's going to take a couple more games, like game 4, for him to get that shot selection a little bit greener.
Yeah, it's been him go. It's been him driving the ball. To be
Yeah.
honest, like him getting to the paint, getting those fouls, getting Kings into foul trouble, like
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff that's gonna matter, especially in today's game, man. I feel like tonight's gonna be a really really tough battle, man, on both sides. Like, what do you like? What do you expect out of tonight's game?
I expect it's gonna be really, really, really. I think it's gonna be chippy. I think it's gonna be really chippy. I think somebody's gonna give a hard foul, and I think it's gonna be one of those chippy games, and it's gonna come down to the last 30 seconds of the game. I see that's what I see, man. I think the turnovers are gonna be a big factor, like always for the Warriors. It's just, can they overcome them and just play that defense? We need that championship defense and on Golden State, just to lock some of these guys up. A lot of those Kings players are banged up. I think we got to try and take advantage of that. And my boy needs that triple double tonight, man. I need a triple double from my boy Draymond tonight, man. Because I know, he wants to clap back. I mean, he saw the Kings fans, waving him by. Draymond loves that, man. I know Draymond loves that, but you gotta, you can't be that guy and not show up.
Yeah,
So
no, exactly.
so if you want that, and he says I love it, you love it, you need to show it. Show me you love it,
Yeah, show
and
it on
bring
that
that energy.
scoreboard where it matters.
Exactly, and bring that. But it's gonna be the last 45 seconds, man. I want,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be, honestly, we've had 2 games where it's come down to we've missed the game winning shots. I think tonight, whoever has the ball at the end hits a game winner, and for the winning game 5.
yeah, no, I agree with that, man. I just feel like with the Kings coming back home, dropping 2 over there in Frisco, man. I feel, and then just the way they were able to battle back in the fourth quarter, come back and almost win that game. I feel like that gives this Kings team the confidence that they need to be like, look, we almost got that. That, you know what I'm saying? We were right there. Obviously, missed shots happen at the end of the game. I just feel like that is the confidence that this Kings team needed to show, like, hey, we can get it done. We can beat them in Frisco, but let's go back home to Sacramento, handle business like we're supposed to, continue to rebound. Uh, Kings bench really needs to step it up tonight. We need all those key players that were helping us win games during the regular season to step it up. Keegan, Monk, Herter. You know what I'm saying? All the key players that everybody was talking about throughout the season. I feel like this is going to be their game to show up, help Fox out, and Sabonis, that are two all-stars who are both injured, just to overcome this Golden State Warriors onslaught of an offense and get this win in sack. Take it back to Frisco.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. So going back, keys for me: Draymond, Jordan Poole. Big games from those guys. I think we keep it close, and last possession wins. That's for me.
I feel like the Kings can squeak one out, and I feel like it's gonna be really close. I feel like it's gonna this game's going to be between 3 to 4 points either way. Like that's where it's going to be at.
A 7-game series.
I think it's gonna. If the Kings win tonight, it'll be 7 games. But I feel like the Kings are going to get this one. I really do, and I feel like it's going to be by 2. I feel like the Kings win by 3. That's my actual feeling. The Kings win by a 3, and it's going to come down to Warriors trying to with the Curry shot again, trying to tie it up, take it up to overtime.
Dude's unbelievable. Dude's unbelievable, man. The way this guy just quick bounce, shoots it up, and he's like, the guy had the ball in his hand for 2 seconds, not even 2 seconds. Like, I'm so glad that guy's on my team, man.
The person that I'm actually really, really impressed with on the Kings team, Davion Mitchell. My God, has he been playing incredible defense on Curry. Fox can't do it. No, I haven't seen anybody else be able to play defense like Mitchell on Curry. Obviously, you take Mitchell out the game. Fox is on Curry. Curry cuts back around. Fox goes the long way. What happens? Drains the 3. I think that and then obviously Mitchell has to come back in the game, and then he's back putting the locks on Curry.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like if that 3 didn't happen, that 3, I felt like that was the literal like putting the Warriors in the lead, and that really hurt us. Taking Mitchell out, putting Fox on Curry, letting Curry hit that 3, because that was at the end of the game too. That was in the fourth quarter. That was we had like 2-3 minutes left.
But that's what he does, man. I mean,
I know
the guy has played incredible defense. And like you said, if you put anybody else on Steph, man, he's holding them to 25, 30 points. If you're putting somebody else on Steph,
oh, bro.
I mean, and you give Steph his looks. Hey, credit to Mitchell, man. The guy has hand in his face. Steph Curry's like shooting the ball a little bit higher than normal. That's a shot you have to live with. I mean, if he makes it,
he makes it.
There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, if you're making tough shots like that, great defense, that was just better offense. I mean, that's just what it is.
Yeah, no, it's like Curry's wearing Mitchell as a jersey, bro. That's how closely Mitchell is hugging Curry, bro. Like, it's crazy.
I do hate it when I see Mitchell guarding him. I'm like, man, can we get somebody else on this guy? Like, come on, man. Like, put somebody else on him.
Yeah, no, for sure. And again, Mitchell's been playing crazy on Curry, and I feel like, man, this is the best series that I've witnessed. I wish I was saying this I think on Game 4. Like, I wish this was the Western Conference Finals. Like, that's how good of a series this is. That's what this feels like to me. I remember those Western Conference Finals days, Kings Lakers, and this is exactly how that feels. And I remember even like 2 weeks ago already, it felt like a playoff atmosphere when we were playing Boston. Remember when I took Jose?
Yeah,
that felt like a playoff atmosphere. Getting there to being in the building on Game 2, and really witnessing the playoff atmosphere was crazy. That like it's so crazier in the building here in Sacramento than I've ever witnessed it. And I felt that the crowd is really going to enhance this team. Like I think that's what's gonna happen tonight, man.
You got to take advantage of those home games. Got to take advantage of them. That's why you play all those regular season games, man. You have that great record, and this is why they play so hard during the regular season, man. I mean, you got to take advantage of the home crowd. You got to feed off that energy, and you just got to protect. Sacramento's in a position where you just got to protect home court.
That's it.
I wish the Warriors were a higher seed. Unfortunately, not. But I still believe in the Golden State Warriors on trying to pull out a road victory. It's possible. Kevin Garnett, anything is possible.
Anything.
So you just got to play your games, and I'm excited. I just can't wait, man. I'm 7:30. 7 o'clock? Can't come any sooner.
7 o'clock. Yeah, no. So all right, let me ask this. All right, so Kings win tonight. Do you think that with that Game 4, just witnessing that Game 4, do you think that the Kings have a possibility of getting it done in Game 6 at all? Or do you think that if the Kings win tonight, it's automatic win for the Warriors in Game 6?
I said after once the Warriors didn't steal a game, in Sacramento 1 and 2. That once they didn't do that, I already knew it's either gonna go 7 games. I still think it's gonna go 7 games. I do believe the Kings win tonight, but I think it's gonna go 7. I want the Warriors to win, man. I'm trying to tell you, I really want them to win, but I think it's going 7 games, man, and that's what my mind is set on right now.
Yeah, no, after we dropped game 4, bro, I was like, oh yeah, this is 7. This is 7. I originally at the beginning I was like Kings in 5. Oh, I was jumping up and down when we had that last possession, 10 seconds left. I just wish it was a better play call, to be honest with you. I know that they wanted to leave it in Fox's hands, but at the end of the day, sometimes if you want to win a game, you got to have a better play call, and there's other ways to get Fox open instead of just giving it right to him.
See, that's the Steve Kerr special right there. Hey, my boy is gonna draw something up. That's how did he get wide open? You know what I mean? A wide open look, and that's what I love Steve Kerr about. Anytime after a timeout, if you ever notice it, when these guys come back, look how that play design is just set up. It's normally a bucket real quick. It's usually slash into the bucket or a really wide open look because he has that time to draw up a quick play. Dude's an offensive mastermind. The dude's seen it all. I mean, he's been coached under some of the greats. He's been coached by one of the greats, and the guy just knows his basketball. And I mean, I think if it was on the other side of the basketball, I think if it was like Steph Curry needed to hit the game-winning shot, where Mike Brown could draw up the defensive play, I think it would have been a different scenario.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Yeah, no, but Steve Kerr really does draw some crazy plays for Steph and Clay and Poole. He's special, man. He's a real special coach, able to get any of his players that he wants open, free, quick jump shot, bam, 3, game over. And with the Kings, I know that it's more of let me give it to Fox
and let him work.
He's Mr. Clutch. We got 10 seconds. He's gonna do what he do. But this is a different ball game here. This is championship basketball right now. Like,
because if I know the ball's going to Fox, what do? Make somebody else shoot the ball, man.
Exactly.
So I mean, that's why he draws it up. Like you see Steph run around and do his thing off a screen, and he's gonna, come around there, and he didn't touch the ball until the last 2 seconds, and then he gets an open look. When you hand the ball to Fox, all right, here, man, go win the game. Like,
you gotta know. I'm gonna send everybody at you.
Yeah, like, hey, ISO, everybody get away. Let Fox do his thing. And then when you bring 2 defenders, and then you give it to a guy who hasn't been shooting the ball great in the playoffs, I'll take that 90% of the time.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's exactly what happened. You get the 2 of the best defenders. I mean, Curry has stepped up his defense this season, and he's been playing lights out on defense in this playoffs. But you get a Hall of Famer in Draymond and Curry on him. What do you think is gonna happen? Fox ain't gonna be able to do his magic with 2 people in 10 seconds left. Nah, man. Yeah. It should have been a little bit of a better play call. But hey, it happens.
Yeah, we're on to game 5, man. We're game 4 is in the books. We're ready for game 5.
Tonight, man. 7 p.m. It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be a really, really good one. 7 games, huh?
7 games, man. It's gonna go 7 games.
$100 on the line.
Whew, I got like 350 on this series, man. Everybody's once the news dropped, Golden State and Sacramento. What's up, man? You ready? I'm like, yikes. I'm like, relax, man.
Oh, dang, they were like that, huh?
Oh man, everybody was been waiting. They've been licking their chops. I'm like, hey man, I'm not scared of it. Let's go. I'm ready.
So we got potentially back-to-back games, man. 5, 6, and 7. So tonight, Friday, Sunday.
Jeez, man. At least if that game 7's on a Sunday, man, that's pretty solid.
It says 4:30. April 30th, bruh. So yeah, I'm excited, man. Fox, Curry. What do you think Curry hits tonight? He's in 30s again.
He's gonna hit that magic 30. The guy's just. I mean, the defense is on him. I mean, if any less defense they're playing on him, he's gonna go for more. So he's gonna get his 30. That's just a fact, man.
Got you.
What about De'Aaron?
I said 25, man. He gets
20.
at least 25. Monk. Monk is gonna give us 32.
Monk.
Monk is gonna give us 32. He did that what? Game 1, game 2?
I think game one. It was the game one.
What?
I don't know what he did game two.
I think he did about the same, didn't he?
I think it was at least 20 points, maybe.
Hold on, let me find out. I'm trying to get there. Let me see real quick.
And Monk comes
Game
off the
2.
bench for you guys, right?
Yeah, he comes off the bench. Malik Monk. Oh yeah, I know he had 18. I think he had 32.
Game one.
Game 1. Was it on? Yeah, the only one time that he hit his 30s. But yeah, we back at home, so I feel like he gets
People play better at home, man.
always. Any last words, sir?
All I want to do is say we limit the turnovers. I'm expecting a game 7, but I wouldn't be shocked. I'll tell you that right now. The Warriors play a different game in the playoffs, but it is what it is, man. And go Dubs, man. Go Dubs.
Kings come out strong on the boards. I think the Kings, as long as we win out rebound the Warriors, and I think we do that tonight. I think that's how we win this. And with our special bench that we got, Monk, Lyles, and then obviously with our starter Keegan. But you know what I'm saying? Our role players, if they step up, that's it.
Excited, man. I'm ready.
Me too, man. Me too. And then as far as the podcast, guys, again, no podcast tonight. You know, we rocking we rocking for the game, bro. Most likely, I think the same thing with Friday because of the playoffs, and we're not trying to record during the game. It'll probably be this Saturday. So keep a lookout for some times. Most likely, I'll be at night, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, Saturday. We'll have it up for you. And yeah, is Baseball Pod back this Sunday?
We'll be back this Sunday. You had a very long weekend with a couple of my boys. Shout out to my boy Royster. He's feeling a lot better now. So I'm glad he's on his feet, normal as can be. So we'll be back Sunday.
All right, for sure. And you can catch that right here on youtube.com and also on twitch.tv/TIYF_pod. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at TIYF pod and Twitter at TIYF pod. This is your boy, Billy F. Gates, a.k.a. Steamin' Billy Beeman, with my guy, Paul, the True Venegas, man. We out. Like that beam, baby.
Yeah, area.